good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am here doing a live on Twitch Banlist prediction video. So welcome to the channel. I'm JNC Jib, and today we're going to be talking about the potential April 2025 Banlist. We just finished up the 3v3s for the season, being YCS El Salvador and YCS Orlando, and with YCS with YCS Vegas, we saw the release of 7 Tachyon and its impact on the meta. We ended up seeing 6 Ryzel in the finals, and Ryzel being over 70% of the top cut, with Malice being in second place. So we're definitely going to need to hit those decks going into the national season, because those decks are expected to get more support in the form of Star Ryzel, the adding Nister cards, the new Malice cards, etc., etc. So with that being said, this is my prediction for what the ban list should look like, or what I would like the ban list to look like, and we are going to go through the different changes that I have suggested. So starting with the ban section, we have Dimensional Shifter. I think that Dimensional Shifter is a card that the community has wanted to be banned for a while now. I think that it's one of the best, if not the best, go first card in Malice at the moment. When they open up like combo plus Dimensional Shifter, it feels very hopeless because the deck is completely unaffected by Shifter, and they're able to put up multiple disruptions into a guaranteed OTK on the next turn with just Dormouse plus Dimensional Shifter. So I think that it's time for Dimensional Shifter to go. The next hit is Moulin Glacier, the Elemental Lord. I think that the Mermail deck is very toxic, and it's something that's not being talked about right now just because of the prevalence of Ryzel and Malice. But I do think that if we do hit Ryzel and Malice in a sufficient way on the next ban list, that Mermail should also be looked at in that same ban list, because I don't think that we'll be getting another ban list until after the national season. So it does make sense, in my opinion, to hit this deck early, just so we don't have to suffer for the national season. And I think that banning Moulin Glacier, which rips 2 cards out of your hand, is a really good hit. The next hit are 2 extra deck hits to Ryzel and Malice. I think that for Ryzel, I think that banning Abyss Dweller is appropriate right now. I think that with the release of the Orcus cards soon, and just Abyss Dweller gatekeeping certain decks from being able to properly combat Ryzel going second, I do think that Abyss Dweller should be banned out of the Ryzel deck's extra deck. On a different note, I think that Link Decoder is a really interesting ban for the Malice deck. I think that Link Decoder allowing the Malice deck to beat 3 hand traps when you open up a name plus Abyssal is not okay, and it's one of the reasons why the deck feels so frustrating to play against. And by banning Link Decoder, you make the deck a lot more vulnerable to hand traps and lower the deck ceiling, which I think is the appropriate way to hit Malice, is to lower the deck ceiling, because the deck's consistency isn't great already, but the deck ceiling is so high when it draws a good hand. The last one is more of a wish list, and that is the banning of Triple Tactics Talents. I do think that it is dumb how you are punished for hand trapping the opponent, which seems to be the route that Konami wants us to take, is to hand trap our opponents in order to stop ignorant combos, but we have cards in the game that punish your opponent for going for that approach. Cards like Tactics, cards like Crossout, cards like Call by the Grave. But I do think that Tactics is the most ignorant of them, because it gives you hand knowledge, and it does also rips another card out of the hand. So it doesn't necessarily stop a hand trap, but it gives you hand knowledge, and you remove any card from your opponent's hand, which is ignorant. So that's it for my suggested bans. For the limits, Atlantean Dragoons, again, I think that this water deck does need to be hit on the next ban list, and I think that limiting Dragoon, just stopping the amount of searches that the deck is able to do, it makes it so that, like, now if you're able to Ash Dragoons, or Ash like the Shadow Squad, when they dump Shadow Squad off of Neptibus, you're able to stop Dragoon from cycling a lot of the times, and it's hard for them to resolve multiple Dragoons. If you limit Dragoons, then you're able to stop the first one. Then 2 hits for Ryzel and Malice. I think that X Ryzel should be limited. It's the best Ryzel going second. It allows the deck to push into boards really well, It's the best one going first in the pure deck, allowing them to play around cards like Fuaros the best. It's just a good hit in my opinion. I do think that Dormouse should be limited. I think that Dormouse is the best Mouse name to open. You're able to combo while opening Chessie or a White Rabbit, but as a starter, you'd rather hard draw Dormouse than any one of your other starters. So I think limiting Dormouse also lowers the ceiling of the Mouse deck a lot. So I think that that's a good hit. Also limiting Jurisworm and Boldrick. I think that Saranair can stay at 3, but I think that these two should probably go to 1. I think that the utility of the Bishows are very cool, and I think that they're well-designed cards, so I don't want them completely banned. That's why I don't suggest that Magnuma should be banned, because I think that Magnuma as a focal point in order to get you access to other Bishows is really cool. Also, Lubellion package really relies on Magnuma existing. So I don't want to remove Bishows from the game completely, other than like the 2 utility cards plus Sarnair. I think that the Lubellion package is something that's cool that other decks can play, and the main point of playing the Lubellion package is to have access to Magnuma. But I think that these 2 cards on field effects are pretty powerful, in addition to them being hand trapped, so I do think that they should be limited. These are also hits to the Mouse deck because the Bishows are the best extenders in the Mouse deck. Then for the Fiendsmith engine, I think that we can take an approach similar to the OCG, just limiting Engraver and limiting Track, just limiting access to the actual cards. Definitely will hurt the deck's the engine's consistency and make it so that it's less splashable in the future as a full engine. Next, limiting Bonfire, just another hit to the Rizal strategy. Promotes 7 Tachyon to be played more. I think that lowering the quality of the starters for Rizal definitely hurts the deck, because I don't think that you can attack the engine too much, because the deck is already fragile enough in how powerful the engine is. Like, I don't think you can really like ban an Xyz or limit something in the extra deck. So I think that this is just a really good and simple hit. Then limiting Crossout. I think that Crossout should definitely go to 1 on the next ban list. Again, same light of tactics, just punishing your opponent for hand trapping you. Then the next 2 are just suggestions. I think the semi-limit and unlimited list don't really matter for this next ban list, but I suggest semi-limiting Gamma. I think that Gamma is a great hand trap. I think that with Baron being banned, it's utility going first in order to make Axel into Baron. That's not really a thing. Obviously, resolving this card on the first turn is still incredibly ignorant and powerful, but I do think that it's important to have cards like Gamma for going second. I think Gamma as a hand trap is the best hand trap, one of the best hand traps ever, other than like the hand traps that let you draw for your opponent doing stuff like the Charmies and Maxi type cards, and obviously Ash Blossom is the most generic, but Gamma is one of the best hand traps ever. And I think that since it's limiting, combo decks have gotten a lot better, because people used to just side 3 Gamma for whenever they go second, because it's just such a powerful card. And I do think that Lightning Storm should go back to 3. It's kind of awkward with it being at 2, is like 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster. It might as well just be at 3. And I think that 3 Lightning Storm would definitely help against like pesky back row decks. But again, these are just some suggestions that I think would help in order to fix the format going into YCS Houston, YCS Rhode Island, and the national season. Let me know in the comment section some changes that you guys would like to see in the future, and if you guys would like to continue to see content like this, make sure to follow me on my socials and on Twitch at twitch.tv/jib_Yugioh. Also make sure to follow JNC here on the channel. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.